Well, thanks for staying with us on the program this morning. Our second half of conversations is tailored strictly around political stories of interest. Now, the key parties in the country, the People's Democratic Party, the All Progressive Congress, all have major stories headlined this morning. Our next guest is a political analyst, and I'm talking about none other than Dr. Chinatu Ohaekelem. Good morning, Doctor, and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Pleased to meet you.
Now, Doc, let's start with something that almost took a dramatic turn before news came out that it wasn't actually the NEC meeting that was targeted. The Wadata Plaza, the PDP secretariat within the nation's capital, had viral images coming in from a confrontation between secretariat workers and law enforcement. The news later changed that it was the Board of Trustees that wanted to use the plaza for a meeting, that was not the venue for the PDP's 100 NEC meeting. That the NEC meeting went on as scheduled, and that a consensus was reached on disagreements over the national secretary position, where Senator Sam Anyanwu was agreed as the national secretary. How much of a respite is this if you look at it from the angle of the People's Democratic Party?
Well, it's a positive development, and the truth of the matter is that this matter wouldn't have dragged this long if they were able to tackle the issue on time. Why did I say so? There was a lacuna in the PDP constitution, or their bylaw, if I might say. You know, in the federation, if you are handling an office and you want to contest, the normal norm is you need to resign officially. But the PDP, maybe the framers of the constitution of PDP, did not envisage such a situation, why it might happen in PDP. So that lacuna, Senator Sam Anyanwu took advantage of it, and he went and contested for Imo State governorship. Of course, he was not successful. So he now decided to come back as the secretary. Of course, people, say, why? Why would you come back? You ought to have resigned. But he, being the secretary, knew the law. So he took advantage of it. So at that, I believe what the Board of Trustees would have done, knowing that, the man is also following the law, and he decides based on moral grounds. You can't force somebody. He said, okay, I don't want to resign. I didn't resign, and I want to come and take back my position. The Board of Trustees would have met at that time and allow him to finish his tenure. As they were rightly saying, they would have gone to convention and remove him in the convention. Are you getting me? But for them to have dragged it this way, you can imagine how many governors they've lost. And if care is not taken, they might still lose more. And despite the temporary solution yesterday, we don't know if the problem have come to a permanent, have gotten a permanent solution. So we'll still watch. But if they continue this way till 2027, it's going to cost them a lot.
Now, talking about some of the losses to the PDP, particularly in the Niger Delta, two governors have already decamped to the APC, the Akwa Ibom State Governor and the Delta State Governor. Now, the Bayelsa State Governor is the next online. Most of the noise going around is that Governor Doyedire might decamp. But listening to the APC PDP acting national chairman yesterday, Umar Damagum, he says no, that all the governors who are still on seats are with the party. Do you see his argument as being strong?
Not all that strong. The ones that they can't, they tell Damagu before they left.
Interesting.
they didn't inform you. In politics, a day is too long to take a decision. I don't think if Dere wants to leave and there is probably APC is reaching out to him, he will discuss it with Damagu, knowing that if he decamp, you become opposition to PDP. Why will he bring out all his scouts, you understand, in the open? So the truth is something that has to be strategic. And they are tinkering on it. And the governor of Enugu State said it. Maybe he said it not the way Dere is going about it, that if PDP refuse to put their house in order, they might take a different political direction. Are you getting me? So we are expecting anything from South, East, those that are in PDP. As far as the power that be in PDP, it is going to worsen it. The camp of PDP is divided. between the FCT minister and Nyesom Wike camp, which Anyanwu is a strong member of that camp. And the PDP governors, most of them are not in that camp. Are you getting me?
That Governor Seyi Makinde?
Yes, even Seyi Makinde was formerly in the camp, but somehow, even as of yesterday, you find that he was with the Enugu State governor, and they had meeting.
Governor
Peter Mba. And what they said after the meeting is that he stands where the governor of Enugu State stands. That shows you that he has left Wike's camp. So Sam Anyanwu will still remaining there. It will worsen the situation.
But Senator Sam Anyanwu's tenure seems to be concluding in November.
Okay.
Why the hassle to get him out now?
It's political interest. Who plans the convention? Who handles the logistics in the convention? So the person that sits as secretary, are you getting me, during the convention, has a lot of influence on how the convention will go. So that is why they want to see a way to ease him out and put somebody that is neutral or in another camp, are you getting me, that might conduct the convention.
Now all this took a different twist. There's one person, the elder statesman, Chief Bode George, who is vehemently opposing anyone who is describing PDP as a dying party. He says anyone talking about PDP in that direction is a dreamer. But when it looks as though within the party, this internal rift is almost like shrouded over a piecemeal, knowing that if they don't hold the convention, all their dreams in 2027 can be dashed. It looks as though they are just managing their disagreements just to get to that convention. Do you think Mr. Chief Bode George is right, or they are masquerading the issues that they have and just trying to get the party across the line?
Well, the truth is that I can't say he is right or he's wrong, because all these things is a matter of interest. You know, the political party, for you to form a political party, is interest. And it's different association that comes together to form that political party. So it depends on what he is projecting or the interest he's trying to project. The other people might say also, are you getting me? Let's go to the convention. You understand that kind of thing? So I'm not in their mind, but it's the outcome of their decision, collective decision that we are seeing. And generally in Nigeria, Nigerians are not happy because PDP happened to be a ruling party before. Now they are in opposition, and since they have been in opposition, they've not really gathered their ass together. Are you getting me? To be an alternate party that might take over. And if you watch, apart from the coalition, no other political party is as strong like PDP. So Nigerians are not really happy with what is happening in PDP. It's not that when PDP was there, they did fantastically very well, but somebody should be on ground to tell APC if they are going, no, stop, you can't do this, you can't do that, because they have second majority in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, and they are not doing anything. Are you getting me? So that is why everybody is clamoring for them to see how they can put their house in order for us to rerun the true democracy that we say we practice.
Now, Doc, you've talked about the role of the opposition in providing alternate policies and standing as a voice of caution to the ruling party. The president, during his Democracy Day address, said that he was happy with the way that things are, and he does not want the opposition to think that he would be the one to fix their problems. Now, as it stands now, where does the PDP stand in terms of chances of being that formidable opposition? The person who was making the most noise is the former VP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. But for some while now, he's been quiet. And it seems as though his attention is more drawn towards the coalition.
Of course, he is not in control of the structure of PDP. So he might not be able to give a direction where the PDP will go. The people that are in control of the structure is the Nyesom Wike's camp. So if you watch the people that were elected in the National Executive Committee of the PDP, most of them are Nyesom Wike's
allies.
Yes. So Atiku Abubakar have very few people. So it will suit him better, are you getting me, for him to think towards the coalition than staying in PDP. If he remains in PDP, he might not even win the primaries. If he decides to run, he might not win. So as a politician, he will look for a better coalition. That is one. Two, the PDP are not formidable the way they used to be. So even if PDP get their ass where by 2027, I don't see them challenging APC.
You think on the part of the Nigerian electorates, they wouldn't even be drawn towards the
No,
party?
no, because PDP, what would PDP sell to Nigeria, for instance? I mean, in the general election, what would they say to Nigeria? What was their scorecard? Mind you, it was the abysmal performance of PDP that made people to clamor for change that brought President Muhammadu Buhari, which unfortunately I would say was a disaster as far as Nigerian political history was concerned. If PDP had performed, are you getting, people won't have glamour for that. So, but on the subnational level, they are still strong on the subnational level, especially in the state. Are you getting me? They can still retain their state. PDP can also join the coalition if they put their house in order. Do
you think that would be a strong move?
Yeah. It has happened in Nigeria before. Are you getting me? Whereby MPC form alliance with NCNC in the First Republic. MPN in the Second Republic form alliance with MPP. Are you getting me? So it can still happen. You understand? So PDP can put their house in order, get a number, some people, representative and Senate. Even if they don't get the majority, if the coalition were able to get the majority, they can come together and team up and form a national party.
Now, July seems to be the deciding month for the PDP and APC. 23rd July, PDP will hold its 101st NEC meeting. But the APC too as well has picked a day after that, July 24, to meet for its NEC meeting as well. And it's over the position of its national chairman. Surprisingly, people learned that Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje resigned based on health grounds. I was very concerned because I had followed him up to the build-up of that. He was very active all across conventions within states. But to hear that he's resigned on health grounds, do you find it a tad bit suspicious?
Well, that was the reason he gave. But all Nigeria know that there is something beyond that. So we will not just go because of health ground. Well, it's unfortunate. And if, in my own opinion, I will believe APC did not treat Ganduje well.
Why is this so?
Why? You see, at the formation of APC, Ganduje was one of the voices from the north. Mind you, he was a sitting governor then.
In Kano.
In Kano. So even when they were clamoring for the position to be changed, the presidency to move to south, Ganduje spoke very, very well in favor of that. If you go back history. So El-Rufai also did his own part. Ganduje also did his own part. As a matter of fact, Kano State having the population, are you getting me? Ganduje was a very strong voice. So now, by the time they finished the formation and everything, they were able to bring the government in power. Well, they tinkled on the aspect of him becoming the VP, but he was played out, so he couldn't get that. Now, he stooped low. He didn't complain. They compensated him being the chairman. He was the chairman of APC, and he was able to drive them till last week. Now, mind you, the governorship election, he claimed APC won. Somehow the matter got to Supreme Court. So, but behind the scene, we are hearing that, you understand that kind of thing, despite the Supreme Court judgment, they said, okay, cool down, for peace to reign in Kano, allow NNPP. So he has lost that in that one again. Are you getting me? Mind you, Ganduje, yes, Kwankwaso is quite popular in Kano, but if you go on the result they have, it's almost like 55-45 chances.
The margins are very
slim. So I believe APC is gambling. And this gambling might not really work because Ganduje is still popular in Kano, and easing him out of the way in 2027 they might pay.
But do you see him nursing this as a grievance and probably looking to pitch tents with the coalition?
Well, as a normal human being, everybody would think towards that, but I'm not in
his mind.
In his mind, and the federal government have enormous power. Are you getting me? And if they flash one or two things, he might just remain calm, you know. And if you say he wants to do in Nigerian palace, gara, you know, they might just flash it, and you find yourself in the other way. So, but we don't know till that time comes. But as if you look at Nigerian politicians, the way they behave, you will know that he's not quite happy. He has not spoken after he resigned, and his supporters are really, really annoyed. It seems he has lost it all, except the president is able to, there is a card he's playing that we don't know yet. Maybe by giving a juicy appointment that might cool everything down.
Now let's talk about his replacements. The conversation is that it is indeed the turn of the North Central in producing the next APC chairman. In the interim, the acting national chairman, Dalori, is also one that has been talked about the permutations and how the sharing formula around the Northeast would work for the APC. Who are some potential candidates to replace Ganduje in your best knowledge?
Well, the truth be told, the way the APC is structured, the North Central are the people that are supposed to come, because immediately Abdullahi Adamu resigned, the next place to replace him is supposed to be from North Central, but Ganduje came in. And since then, the North Central have been glamoring. They have quite a number of good people in North Central. And Amakura did well. And he's from Nasarawa, he's from North Central. And he's not controversial. The only problem there is that you might say that he's from the CPC block. That is all. Should in case the ACM block don't want somebody from CPC block to come in as national chairman. But he has had a very good relationship with the president. And of recent, you can see him is a lone voice from the OCPC block that is still in support. And if he gets in based on his style, when he was in Nasarawa was calm. Are you getting me? And he looks like a more nationalistic politician. So it's going to be a good one for them.
Before his name was thrown into the conversation, I know there had to be a report restating the fact that the SGF, Senator George Akume, would not be leaving his office to take up that position. But Benue is another state that, especially with what's happened in the state, people are talking about the need for some political arrangement to strengthen the political might in the state. Do you see that state coming into conversation in terms of producing the next national chairman of the APC? On
the person of who now? Is it on the person of Senator George AGF, George Akume? Well, the AGF is a very good friend of the president. Are you getting me? And to me, I don't think Benue State will prefer the national chairman of a political party as the AGF, because AGF is a very powerful position in the country. And you know, in Nigeria, you are looking at what can you bring to your people. Are you getting me? So if you are an AGF and a national chairman in Nigerian context, I believe that the AGF is more powerful to influence things in favor of his people than the national chairman of the party. And that is why you find out that he was not so keen. He has not put. If George Akume is interested to be the national chairman of APC, everybody will see it. He will come out openly.
Another state neighboring to Benue is Plateau. And from Plateau, former Governor Joshua Chibidare. Some of the names being echoed alongside a certain Sani Musa. In between those two persons, who more likely has better stakes in terms of emerging?
Well, you know, the truth there is that if you want to be a national chairman, you should be somebody that is nationally known. And you have alliances across the 6 geopolitical zone. And the name you have mentioned, I don't know their performance, but I believe the best bet should be Amakura, except those in APC have other decision.
Now, permutation-wise, now with the issues of Kano and even the office of the vice president in question in terms of 2027, the name Dalori coming in as acting chairman has also cast more speculations in that regard as to how the party tends to zone these key offices ahead of 2027 and the emergence of who would be probably vice, because the party is also silent on endorsing both Mr. President and Vice President Kashim Shettima.
The party was not silent in endorsing the president. They've already done that.
I'm saying in a joint ticket. They've done for the president, but no
well,
one's talking about the vice.
The truth is that the party cannot endorse the vice president. Tinubu is a very strong politician, and he's highly domineering. So there is a president. He's not a president like Jonathan that the party will speak, Are you getting me? Then the president will follow suit.
But technically, he owns the party. He owns APC.
No, he doesn't own APC.
Technically,
no, he's a stakeholder, and we might say one of the majority stakeholder, but he doesn't own APC. But what I'm trying to say is that based on presidential system of government, the president have the prerogative power to choose who he will run with. You understand? If he has the ticket, he decides who he wants to run with. So the glamour that happened in Borno State the other time when the Ganduje they went there, and Zulu was trying to make a case that they didn't endorse. I believe that glamour did not work in the favor of the vice president. They would have been quiet if I was to advise them. Are you getting me? Because if something is within the prerogative power of the president, it's to lobby the president behind the scene. Should in case you discover that he wants to change his mind, are you getting me? Then you lobby him and give him reason why you people you won, you form a government, and this guy have not really done anything bad. Can't you think the other way? You know this kind of thing, and you lobby. But coming openly is like an affront to the president. And if they know the history of Tinubu, when he was governor, two deputy governor didn't finish with him. He changed them. And nothing happened. And this time around, the way he has handled the party, even the nation, he can decide to remove Shetima. Nothing will happen. Are you getting me? So that way they are going is not the best. Is not the best way. Is to just calm down and try to, because even the president has not made up his mind. They are saying one question, no question. Who told you? Are you with the president? No.
But why do you think the name of Rabi Musa Kwankwaso is coming up, especially with these massive defections? People are looking at Kanu again. We go back to this Kanu again and the role of Kanu in emerging in terms of the numbers that would decide it. My earlier guest begged to disagree. He says that it wouldn't change anything in terms of who the running mate is. But why do you think that it might be the strategy of Mr. President to get such a figure as Rabi Musa Kwankwaso into the APC?
Well, any party that have Rabi Musa Kwankwaso have an asset. Kwankwaso is not a liability because he's a household name in Kano and has some 50 supporters all over the northwest zone. So, and the 2027 election is going to be very tough if the coalition are going to put their ass together. So the president will make good to get as much people on his side. Are you getting me? So if he's able to roll Rabi Kwankwaso to his side, it's a plus to him. It's not a minus. Than Kwankwaso going to the coalition.
But in terms of VP running mates, it seems to be the big headache for most of these parties. Mr. Peter Obi, for instance, is also faced with the same quagmire of deciding who would be his running mate. Speaking just a few days ago, he dispelled any ideas of having former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as his running mate. More like a switch of faith, because he agreed to be Atiku's running mate. Now he has a big problem with even considering Atiku as a running mate.
How can he consider Atiku as running mate? Atiku is his boss. He used to be his boss.
So it seems as though those key figures in the north that we need in terms of a formidable running mate are very few. Do you think Rabi Musa Kwankwaso would agree to be a certain Peter Obi's running mate?
Okay, Kwankwaso agreeing to be Peter Obi's running mate.
Yes,
you know, this matter came up in 2023 election, and then Rabi Musa Kwankwaso was saying rather Peter Obi should be his running mate because he believed that that politically he's up there than Peter Obi. Are you getting me? And he had more supporters. He was in politics before Peter Obi and all those stuff. But when the result came out, are you getting me? We now discovered that he was wrong because he was only able to put 1.something million votes, but Obi got 6.1 million votes. So who is supposed to be whose person running mate? So the Obi cut across the 6 geopolitical zone, having strong base in the southeast, the whole southeast, 5 states in the southeast, having strong base also almost 70 or 80% in the south, and he even made an inroad in the northwest, almost 40%, and the president lost in in Lagos State. What was the Kwankwaso vote in Lagos State? Even though we can argue based on Supreme Court this thing that even in Rivers State, Obi would have gotten more votes. If you cast election tomorrow in Rivers State, Obi will still win. Are you getting me?
But for the role of the
for Kwankwaso, it's only Kano State. You understand? In the North Central, Obi made inroad in Borno, in Bauchi, in Gombe. Are you getting me? So how can he now come and compare himself? So the idea, the notion he was having as of 2023, I don't think he will have that notion now. If Obi tells him to come and be vice, now he will willingly accept it. You understand? Based on the previous results. And if they do election today in Nigeria, I promise you, Obi might pull over 7 to 8 million votes.
Now, these permutations are also prededicated on the need for a coalition platform. I've seen the SDP being talked about, the possible coalition platform. The ADC is being talked about it. And now, amongst the 110 applications INEC received, there's a certain ADA party. In your best knowledge, which would best suit for this coalition or major party people are talking about?
Well, the truth is that the ADA, if you listen to the former governor of Kaduna, say, Rafael El-Rufai, he said they had a number of alternatives. So registering a new political party is an alternative. Adopting an old political party is an alternative. So till they passed, what do you call it, the INEC screening position criteria, till before we now start commenting to know how it's going to go. Now, for instance, when APC came on board, you see, APC came alliance with CPC, ACN, some part of AGA, a little bit of Labour Party to form that coalition. They did something, and which was, nobody's going to talk about position now, but the only one they know is that President Muhammadu Buhari is coming up for the president. Are you getting me? They are not sharing any position. So in order for PDP not to take that advantage and split the alliance, and they succeeded. But after that alliance, after they formed the government, what happened? You find out that ABGA was kicked out, and the new PDP was kicked out. If not for Rotimi Amaechi, that was the DG of Buhari campaign organization that became Minister of Transport. What else? Saraki literally fought his way. He fought his way, are you getting me, to become the Senate president. Which they would have, because they came in with 5 governors, are you getting me? And he fought all through to still remain the Senate president. And they never gave him ticket to come back. Now, this time around, I don't think anybody that is going to coalition will want a repeat of that. Because in Nigeria, it seems that the winner takes all. You understand? So the person that emerged as president, if he's not a very kind person, he will forget the little effort you put, and he'll form the government and do whatever he wants to do. So that is going to be one of the problems the coalition is going to have. But I believe they should go ahead. Are you getting me? Like I heard Obi said some days back that he doesn't mind going for one term.
For one term.
He's a very smart one. He's a very smart man. Why did I say so? In Nigeria, from 1999, they have had this convention of SAT 8 years, not
power rotation.
But during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, it was tinkled a little bit. And that was the beginning of the opposition of Goodluck Jonathan. Are you getting me? They did not fought him, and they ensured that he never can. Then Buhari came. And this time around is the southern term. So it would be wrong for Obi to go for 8 years. I personally will not support that, no matter how good he is. But no one person can fix Nigeria. Are you getting me? But why people like us, our opinion, should, in case if you become the president, it should go through the style of Nelson Mandela, put the structure in there, lay the right foundation. Are you getting me? Bring somebody credible from the north, and they sell the ship, it goes, so that we can have stability. All this acrimony, north versus south, north versus no, should just ease down. So the best thing is for him to go for 4 years, and I was quite happy that he made that pronouncement. You understand? So it's for him now to draw his plan, and he went ahead. Well, I believe he's quite ambitious anyway to say he can fix Nigeria under 2 years.
He put it under the mandate of the national rebirth. Now, you talked about the Nelson Mandela template, laying the foundation. But in Nigeria, with the amount of challenges that the country is facing, how much would 4 years do for a certain Peter Obi?
Not do for a certain Peter Obi. Is, you see, the truth, there is something that is working for Obi. The thing that is working for Obi is, let me say, the same spirit that happened during the pre-independence, when Nigeria was fighting for independence. You find out that Nigerians Africans were clamoring for change. Everybody was on board. We are tired of this colonial regime. We want to govern ourselves. NCNC came on board. How about Macaulay? People embraced. Even when the Action Group came. So NPC came later on board. Are you getting me? So it was the season of it. Then the nationalists maximized it. And the colonialists were able to back out. Now, by the time we tinker with that democracy, it didn't work. The military came on board. You find out that there was a kind of consensus again to kick the military out. So the whole Nigerians, everywhere were boiling, we don't want military government, they've not really done well. What really happened? Those that came 1999, are you getting me? That won't have won election even today, took advantage of it, and today they are there. So that is the same thing for the national rebirth. Nigerians are tired and sick of politicians that are selfish, politicians that are corrupt. Are you getting me? Now they are seeing Obi as that arrowhead. It might be, it would have been you. It would have been anybody. But it happens that during this dispensation, Obi happens to be the person that represents a little bit. Are you getting me? That Nigeria of our dream. So a lot of youth, now everybody is glamoring, are you getting me, to have him on board. So he should take advantage of it. He should not be scared. He should come out and run. It's better. Somebody was saying, be vice president to Atiku. I say, if he tried that, it's political suicidal. The masses will not forgive him. He contests alone, and he lost. People will be happy with him. You have tried your best. Because a lot of Nigeria, mind you, the 6 million people are still there. They have not shifted ground. In short, as a matter of fact, they know, everybody in Nigeria know that he had more than it. And they are watching his body language. Are you getting me? So he doesn't need to go. He should run. He should run. Run for the election, no matter the outcome. Are you getting me? What Nigerians want is a rebirth. And it will be good. He has done well a little bit as opposition to APC.
Now, talking about how the elections probably would pan out, there have been conversations on how Nigerians would vote, the voting patterns. Amidst this massive defections and the one-party state's accusation that the APC is facing, people have said that the 2027 election would be APC versus Nigerians. I don't know how true this is.
Very, very, very true. 100%.
Why is this so?
Because APC have not performed. The people are hungry. What is the welfare of the people prior to APC 2015 till now? Everything, the inflation rate has grown over 500% since when they came in. And unfortunately, President Tinubu inherited the bad governance. I make bold to say it, of the APC government of President Buhari. Are you getting me? But he has not also shown the people that I sympathize with you. You see, the handlers of the president are not doing well. The president have done well in one or two places. Are you getting me? And he's still yet to do. But the handlers, you know, they are a little bit confrontational when Nigerians try to criticize. Instead of trying to say, okay, we have heard you. If it is Yomi Osibajo, you say, we have heard your cry. Are you getting me? And we look at the step we want to do. They are not doing that. So we are being governed with no hope. So now, Tinubu being a strategy, being a governor of Lagos State, is not new in governance. For instance, what is the roadmap? If you tell Nigerians, look at this roadmap, we are here today. Give us November, we'll be here. Give us March 2027, we might be here, we will achieve this thing. And immediately Nigerians start seeing that you are fulfilling those little promises. What happened? You start building confidence. But no, what the handlers are doing is that they see somebody on air that you criticize. They will send the person the next day to come and counter what you have criticized. And what you said, the facts are there. For instance, the insecurity. They killed people the other time in Plateau State. You say headers. They went to Benue State. They killed 200 people. You know the most embarrassing thing is that the president, the chief, the commander-in-chief couldn't go to Yalawate. It was surprising to me. A president couldn't go to a village. because of security report, they say bad road or something like that. I don't understand.
The weather was bad.
What weather was bad? That would have been a very good, in a market, we call it a good selling proposition. He would have gone to that community. Are you getting me? By so doing, people say, yes, he's empathic. Because if a commander-in-chief that will lead us to external war cannot go to a community in Nigeria, my brother, I don't know if you can travel to that Benue state.
Now, the Benue travel controversy also stemmed from Mr. Peter Obi as well. The Benue state government had issued a statement when he had written to inform them of a planned visit even before the Yelwata killings. Now, Mr. Peter Obi recently had also criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his trip to St. Lucia, saying that the president is traveling at a time when Nigerians are grappling with hunger and insecurity. He's been seen to be someone who is more like, I would say, buying those sympathies in terms of empathic visits to places that have been affected. Do you think that this is more of a campaign strategy or is who he is?
Well, the truth is that he said it before, that even before he became governor of Anambra State, anywhere there is natural disaster, he normally visits, maybe abroad. Even when he was governor, he took permission from the president, he went to Haiti. So we will not see something you have done before coming into office that is more of political campaign. Well, he can take advantage of the situation. He's a politician. Are you getting me? So if he found a loophole that where the president is supposed to do well, the president did not do well. Are you getting me? He can criticize. And that is what the people wants to hear. But to me, what I'm saying is that president would have gone there and ensure after that visit that such killing doesn't occur in any part of Nigeria. Such killing. You see, the Israeli and the Palestinian issue they just have of recent, what was the number of lives that was lost? What was the number of lives?
The casualties.
The casualty, if you add that of Plateau and Benue, is more than, and the whole world was set ablaze.
Missiles were used.
But this one, they are criminals. So, and I want the press to do us a favor in this country. Stop calling them herdsmen. They are criminals. They are terrorists. Call them who they are. Are you getting me? By the time you start saying farmer herdsmen class, which farmer herdsmen class that will kill over 200 people? And people are just looking over it. Do you know the next community the next day? And these guys, you will see them on YouTube, TikTok, still threatening. Are you getting me? And the chief security officer, are you getting me? And his handler are watching these people. You understand? So Nigerians, that is one of the places the president is not getting it well. And the earlier he starts teaming this insecurity, are you getting me? The better for him. Because if he continues like this, I'm going to tell you, despite the hunger in the land, then you are also adding insecurity that people will travel. They don't know if they are going to come back the next day or the other by road. Are you getting me? It's not good. And the president has always shown, apart from the air, do people travel by road? If you are traveling, you start praying. So in a country like Nigeria, it's not supposed to happen.
Now on the performance of his service chiefs, because during his trip to Benue, he openly asked the IGP why there are no arrests. Do you think that the performance of the service chiefs need to be queried?
Well. Why did I say well? Is that the service chief, before they came on board, what was the security situation? We can also give this president a credit that during the time of Buhari's later day, it was more rampant. The security was worst. Are you getting me? So it will not be fair to say the service chief, the national security advisor, are you getting me? They've not done something. If we want to put it in numerical, in percentile, if the security situation during Buhari was 100% worst, Tinubu has been able to bring it down to 40-something%. And being objective, are you getting me? He has been able to bring it down to 40-something%. But what we are trying to say is that he needs to do more. So the service chief, they've not really done badly. They've tried. But we want to see them, are you getting me, to stop this insurgency. Like the little insurgents that is coming back from Borno State now, they need to step up their game. I will commend them.
Now, in closing, I'd like to get your thoughts as well. One of the, would I call it, litmus tests that has been used to gauge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in terms of his advocacy for democracy under his Nadeko days is in his declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. Many people lambasted the president in saying that he is stifling democracy. He'd been very critical about Chief Olusegun Obasanjo when the then president did the same thing in states like Plateau. But there had been a turn of body language. We saw the president invite the suspended governor, suspended lawmakers, and the FCT minister in what has been now known as a new peace that has been brokered. There are even speculations that the initial 6 months might end even before the conclusion of this month. What do you make of this development?
It's a welcome development, but calling for peace talk does not erase the illegality. That declaring of state of emergency in Rivers State was a low one for the president. Are you getting me? And it's going to be in his CV forever. Why did I say so? You can't, because of one man. Are you getting me? The interest of the FCC minister in Rivers State and declare state of emergency is wrong. We are talking about a whole state. And what was the reason the president gave? Because there was a bomb blast in one of the flow pipeline or the flow station. Can you compare that with 200 people that died in Plateau State? 200 people that died in Benue State. Why didn't he declare state of emergency in Benue? In Zamfara State, when the president came in, till today, there are killings going on in Zamfara State. Are you getting me? Between the bandits. Why has he not declared a state of emergency in Zamfara State? Are you trying to tell me that Rivers State is more insecure than Zamfara State? Are you getting me? Even in Plateau, why didn't he declare state of emergency when the killing in Mangu took place? So you find out that it was just for political expediency to please the FCT minister. And nobody have seen the agreement. I have not seen the agreement. If it is true that they handpicked the governor to say you are only going for one term, you are not going to run again. Are you getting me? What kind of peace is that? If the President Tinubu, if he was governor, can anybody, living or dead, to do that to him? He will not take it. Are you getting me? So, but the truth is that doesn't mean that I'm supporting Fubara. Because for Wiki to come out openly, are you getting me, to support you as the governor, to be a governor of a state like Rivers State, I believe you are supposed to have managed the situation. Fubara did not. You
feel like at a point he played to the gallery?
Yes, he didn't do well, because you see, for you to come out in this nation, for somebody to support you to be president and governor, when you now get in, the person now becomes your enemy, is not something we need to condone. We don't need to condone that. That is, you are disloyal, despite they say you are fighting for the people. Who is so sure that he's fighting for the people? Are you getting me? So the man brought out his resources, brought out his structure, and made you a governor. And yes, there are some certain Wike is overbearing. Everybody knows that. But I believe if you have accepted to be the governor, some people say agreement is agreement. You would have, yes, you would have. To me, you understand. You would have stick to that agreement and see the way to manage the situation. But for him to go all out to become an opposition to his organ, that is why he's eating the humble pie now. And I believe probably that was why the president is also, the president is also a godfather. And those people that have come against him in Lagos State, he showed them the boot. I can stay here and count more than 15 of them. Are you getting me? And so he is trying to show that you need to be loyal. But I don't really, that state of emergency was not it. But the recent development of trying to bring peace is okay, is welcome.
Well, Doctor, I must thank you. This is where we draw the curtains to a close on the program. I appreciate your objectivity, and of course the permutations you have made. We'll keep our eyes on the ball and see how it goes ahead of 2027.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Chinatu Ohaekelem is a political analyst who has shared quite objective positions on the issues in the news this morning. Ahead of the 2027 elections, with the permutations, the defections, talks about the merger party, and how the opposition looks to put its house in order. There are dates to keep, especially in the month of July. 23rd is the date where the PDP has scheduled its 101st NEC meeting. A day after, the APC has also scheduled its NEC meeting to ratify the position of its national chairmanship. Whilst the acting is being held by Delori, permutations are on which zone would produce the next chairman, whilst the North Central is adamant on its claim to being the one. We'll find out in our next episode on the program. But here, right now, we'll take a break, and when we return, I'll hand you over to our Abuja Sports editor for a conclusion of the show. Stay with us.